Only 16% of software projects are completed on time and within budget. 40% are delivered late, and 78% experience scope creep. These numbers tell a story that's happened many times, including to me when I was starting. Clients who demand too much, developers who promise too much, or both. After 2 months, everybody wants to kill each other and the project fails not long after. This video is meant to help you from ever going through that. Learn from my mistakes instead of your own. When I prioritize speed, I take an app from zero to launch in 12 weeks. Let me tell you how. Real quick, instead of me telling you, would you like me to show you? I would love to make a video showing my team and I going through the 12 weeks of app development. The discussions, the compromises, the cringy developer jokes. But it's gonna be a huge pain to film and edit 12 weeks of footage. And I don't even know if you guys want to see it. If you do, like this video and comment, release the video. If I get 1,000 likes and 50 comments, I will torture my editor for your viewing pleasure. By the end of this video, you'll understand how I produce a market-ready app in 12 weeks. My team and I have had 6 years to iron things out, and for me, 12 weeks is the sweet spot. Enough time to produce a solid app and put it in the hands of actual users. That's what I want for you. Whenever you're watching this, 3 months from now, I want you to have an app you're spamming all over Reddit. Sounds good? Let's break it down, starting at the end. Week 13. What I expect to have after 12 weeks of systematic work is a lean but stable MVP that a user can download and use for its intended purpose. Does my app look and feel the best it's ever going to be? Of course not, but I'll have forever to work on it. For now, I need to get things right from week 1 to 12 so I can get there. And now I have my end in sight, time to start things right. Hey, that rhymed. Week 1. Pre-development. I dedicate this week to thorough requirements gathering. If you don't give planning the respect it deserves, it's gonna bite you later. I need to be crystal clear on who this app is for and what problem it solves for them. And so does my team. What I do is start the week with a kickoff meeting between myself, my developers, designers, and the project manager. The project manager is really important. While everyone is working on their own parts, someone has to have a bird's eye view of the project. We run a full debrief on the app, and by the end of the meeting, we have a master list of app features and most importantly, the list of essential features in order of priority. You can always add more later, but the core features, you should have them down now. And my experience has taught me to never trust experience and take things for granted. It's fine to rely on prior knowledge, but treat every project like it's your first time. My team and I go through a system we call CBSM. Chunking. List all users. For example, buyers and sellers in the marketplace app. Brain dump. Identify the end goal for each user and the features needed to solve their problems. Shedding. Go down each list and cut down anything that this user can live without. Manual. Go down the shortlisted features and identify what can be done manually at first. I have a video where I go deeper into each of these steps. Editor, you know what to do. Now, my design and development teams understand what we're producing in 12 weeks and in what order. They start laying the foundation for everything to come. Basically, design plans out the UI UX, development plans out the front and back end requirements, the project manager plans out project milestones and deadlines. Our first meeting was on Monday, remember? We meet again on Friday where everyone presents their work to me. Design presents user persona, user flow, and the feature map. Just an extra note, design starts recruiting users for testing as early as possible. I don't hold this as deliverable at the point, but usually they start around here. Development presents technical discovery and backend planning, which includes the API specification, API controller list, API service, and the database schema. The project manager presents product roadmap, product backlog, and project estimation. I could define each of these items and you'll forget by the end of this video. These are details, they can come later. We've got a blog post on this very topic where we explain what these assets and documents are and why you need them. Samples included. Watch this video and understand the overall process first. Then go read the blog post. Link in the description. By the end, design and development will know what they will be working on and delivering in the next 10 weeks. Now, I'll be nuts to say, okay, see you in 10 weeks. I might as well say, excuse me while I go dig my own grave. No, we practice Agile development. There's nothing special about it, it just works really well with software projects. Agile is all about dividing the overall plan into smaller, more manageable blocks and continuously assessing progress. That's the saying. Take care of the pennies and the pounds take care of themselves. I'm taking good care of my pennies here. As a man, I need to take care of my pennies. Okay, no more jokes. We divide the total development into 1 week blocks called sprints. At the start of every week, we have a sprint review where we assess and plan the next sprint. We also have a daily stand-up for 5 to 10 minutes so the project manager knows what will get done. Remember, design and development each have their own deadlines, which we will get into now, starting with design. Week 2 to week 5, UI UX design. The design team gets 4 to 5 weeks to complete the UI UX. There are 7 phases, starting with user recruitment, actual representative of the target audience. The more niche, the harder it's going to be, and try to get at least 5. Medium fidelity designs. These are non-working designs that capture maybe 80% of what the app will look like. User testing. Users give feedback on the designs, sharing whether they could use it the way it's supposed to work, if not, why. Even if yes, was there anything that slowed them down? Design iteration. Based on feedback, the team addresses major concerns, the one that jeopardize user flow and experience. Once those are addressed, they work on the high-fidelity designs. These are how the app will look in its final form. Figma prototype. The different screens are connected and you can simulate navigating through the app as a user. Hand off to development team. If you want to learn more about what goes on in each phase, leave a question in the comments and I'll answer you. What I do want you to know is that recruiting real users to test the designs is super important, so we're not just working in a bubble. Honestly, I can't think of anything worse than being locked inside a bubble. Based on user feedback, the design team makes iteration if it's a major issue. Major issue means it prevents or delays a smooth, effortless user flow. For example, none of the users can find the essential button on the screen. Major issue. One of the users wants a different payment gateway. Not so major. After ironing out these issues, the design team starts working on high-fidelity design that ultimately gets turned into a Figma prototype. With this prototype, we can click on the different buttons and simulate navigating different screens. The design gets handed over to development in week 5. Now, design works on the app landing page and App Store screenshots. But what has my development team been up to? Week 2 to week 11, product development. The development team gets 10 weeks to code out the back and front end. During the final 2 weeks, they also need to finish QA testing. Saves us time to test as we develop rather than after. Every week, we assess what has been done to make sure we're on track as per the product roadmap. In week 5, the developers receive the designs and turn it into a working app. Then the code gets a thorough review by at least 2 reviewers, ideally 3. We get another developer to make sure the code works and is easy to maintain, a designer to make sure the UI UX matches the design. This is important. Start with messy and suboptimal source code and it will be hard to build on it later on. It's known as technical debt and it puts you in a real difficult position. The project manager or a QA engineer checks the UI UX too and also confirm that all core features are working. After the code review, they begin testing the app's usability, security, speed, performance, and localization if any. Anything that needs to be reworked gets reworked. And then by the end of week 12, everything should be done. Time for D-Day. Week 13, launch and iterate. The app is live.
It's alive! Oh, it's alive! It's alive! It's alive! It's alive!
We launched the app on 3 app stores: Google Play Store, Apple App Store, and Huawei App Gallery. We'll submit the app for review and make any changes requested by the app stores. And remember how design got to work on App Store screenshots and description? Well, time we use them. Title, screenshots, and descriptions. We carry out App Store optimization to maximize the app's visibility and conversion rate across stores. And let's not forget the landing page. If I'm going to run ads or promotions or build a mailing list, a landing page will come in super handy. It won't be fancy, but a landing page shouldn't be fancy. It should be clear. The process of publishing the app and landing page will take about a week. We'll be on high alert for any user feedback that involves critical errors we missed. That can happen. Maybe a certain user is using a device with really weird dimensions. Say they have one of those weird phones that fold in half. Well, now we need to accommodate them. After a week, the sudden crashes and screen freezing have usually been addressed. The app is stable, and there you go, working viable app in 12 weeks. Well, 13 if you include the week on App Store. But at this point, the heavy lifting of coding and development is over. Works every single time. Well, 60% of the time. I'm just kidding. This has been very reliable for me. What are some specific actions I take to make sure this process is repeatable? Number one, I do proper requirement gathering. How proper? I need to understand my target audience and their pain point. And if I'm working with a team, they need to understand as well. Then there's the documentation and assets I mentioned at the start. We need a clear user flow, clear technical discovery, clear feature prioritization. And what all this leads to? A clear product roadmap. Number two, I do weekly assessments. Weekly progress meetings allow me to address problems when they start, not once they've snowballed out of control. There have been times where we think, maybe we overestimated ourselves. We may have compromised a bit more on the product we launch, but hey, it's still MVP quality. Number three, I start from template wherever possible. Some features like logging in, changing passwords, checkout, sending a direct message, and many more, they're present in pretty much every app. So my team works with templates and boilerplates when we develop common features. We'll still customize the design and layout to suit the project, but it's much faster to renovate a room than to build it. And we only need heavy custom code for the actual custom parts of the app. It's faster and requires less man-hours. Number four, I recruit real users. Few things matter more than your app than what users think about it. That's why it's super crucial to get this real-life feedback as soon as possible. Whatever iterations are made, they are based on user pain points. Number five, I focus on fixing major issues. If I told my designers to address every piece of user feedback, they would take 3 times as long to pass the design to development. Hell no! If it stops a core feature of the app, yes, I'll absolutely fix it. But if it's just not as ideal or could be better, I'll wait for week 13. Number 6, I work with a good team. Good doesn't just mean technical proficiency. They communicate, they collaborate, they own up to their mistakes, and the only thing they consistently forget is my birthday. I can live with that. So where does this leave you? Time to build an app in 12 weeks. It doesn't matter that I'm a developer and you're not. This process can apply just as much to a solo founder working on a no-code micro SaaS. The scale of the project doesn't matter. It's always about setting realistic goals, understanding your requirements, and then having proper execution and reviews. If you're not comfortable or the scale of your project is too big to handle, you can get in touch with me. We'll see if we can work together, and Upstack Studios client always get access to our template of common features for free. Well, time to build an app in 12 weeks. I want you to start at the end. Envision your minimum lovable product. That's right, I said lovable, not viable. A minimum lovable product is like an MVP, but it goes one small step beyond and gets massive ROI. Please subscribe and like this video, and let's learn about MLP.